In today's episode, I'll be giving my 5 takeaways from last week in college football and giving my Flash 5 picks for the week. So let's dive into a new series called This Week in College Football, Week 7 of college football. Let's go. Do something, man. People are questioning you. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, yep, do that. Sure, guys. Stupid and dumb. Just an idiot. Get your shit together, son. Fuck it. I loved it. Welcome to the Dub Cast. So yes, this will be a new video series on the channel /cast due to live streaming on Tuesday, as mentioned in a previous video or two. I don't think I mentioned in the NFL videos. So essentially, I don't want to have Mikey and Cam sit there while I give my takeaways and Flash 5, considering they're not as big college football fans, and it'd be awkward, whatever, and I can't just string a video along to the end of a live stream. So every time we live stream, we will have this out, hopefully earlier in the week next time, but, caught up with a couple things here. So, as always, I'll give my 5 college takeaways and my Flash 5 picks, go over my record, give my 5 picks for the week. So this will be a shorter video, but here we go. So 5 takeaways from last week. How can you not start with number 1? Vanderbilt over number 1 Alabama. Wow. I have to say I was occupied. We'll get to that as my last point here, but caught this game on the phone the last couple drives. Vanderbilt electric. Nick Saban saying that Vanderbilt's the easiest place to play. They don't even play every year. Vanderbilt being the joke of the SEC just beats Bama right after Bama beats Georgia. Like, what a crazy turn of events. This is why we love college football. And now with the new playoff system, Bama's not really out of it yet, but they're on thin ice right now. They need to win some games. I think they can only afford one bigger loss for the rest of the year. So wow, what an upset. Maybe the biggest upset for a number 1 team in the past. Like, I'm trying to remember the most recent one that happened. I only have gone to college football the last couple of years, but this seems like one of the most historic upsets of all time, and the fans, rightfully so, took the field goals post, threw them in the river. I'm here for it. I like Vandy. I like their quarterback. Little NCAA rebuild. I heard, the quarterback's good. I didn't do it yet, but could be a fun team to take over, especially now with a win over number 1 Alabama. So SEC ball just continues to be crazy. Continuing on that trend, my next big takeaway: Arkansas over Tennessee. Tennessee being number 4, I believe, dropped this game to Arkansas. Can't score. I was watching UFC and watching this game at the same time. So Arkansas, they've been tough. They played somebody else pretty close. I'm forgetting who at the moment. But they're a tough team. The SEC is just really smash mouth football. You don't know what you're going to get on a week to week basis. Some of these teams show up, like we saw South Carolina against LSU, Kentucky against Georgia. Like, none of these teams are easy. Even Vanderbilt, who is considered the joke and the easy one to beat, is now good. Florida has turned around a little bit. Mississippi State's kind of a joke, but maybe they'll beat somebody. Like, the SEC is nuts, and Tennessee I thought was really going to be good with Nico. Granted, it's his freshman year, but they smashed NC State, they smashed Oklahoma. No, they didn't smash them, but they beat Oklahoma pretty handedly, and now they get upset by Arkansas. So big questions moving forward for Tennessee. I think they have a couple big games left as well. You're in the SEC, you have big games, so they have chances to come back. But I like Tennessee, so I'm hoping they make the playoff. But they have a couple more years in Nico, so I'm not too concerned about their future. But this was a big stunner as well. Next point: Big Ten upsets. We have Michigan, the reigning champions, go down to Washington. While Washington was favored, it was technically an upset. And USC loses to Minnesota. That's a worse loss. USC drops out of the AP poll, which, coming off that USC win over LSU, people thought they were going to be good. People thought Miller Moss, Heisman. That hype has completely died down. Both these Big Ten teams take big losses. Michigan's, I think, barely hanging on an AP poll. Yes, they'll be a team to watch, but with no quarterback as of right now, I don't know. I don't trust Michigan at all betting wise, and I don't think they're going to make the playoff. I think they're done. I think they're out of it. USC is out of it as well. So Big Ten starting to take shape a little bit, kind of to get these middle tier ranked teams out of there. We have Penn State, we have Oregon, we have Ohio State. So still some really good teams in the Big Ten. Illinois is still up in the rankings, and anything's possible. So interested to see how this plays out. Indiana undefeated. I talked about that last week. Won again. So Indiana's back as well. So I'm really excited to see how this Big Ten ends up playing out. And on the upset front again, Miami almost lost to Cal. So when I was watching UFC, sorry, I just had a brain fart moment there. I had I kept switching so I was in a hotel room, which I'll explain on the last point, which I keep getting to, which is not really that much of a big thing, but I'm sitting in the hotel room, hotel bed, you know how the couch beds are, TV, tablet on UFC. TV just kept switching, went from Michigan game to Arkansas game to Cal game, and obviously College Game Day was in Cal. Um, Cal was up big, bro, and Miami comes all the way back again, and apparently I missed this. I went to bed. I'm not gonna lie. It was like 1:30. Pereira just knocked the shit out of Roundtree. I was like, holy shit, that's a great fight. I have time to go to bed. I gotta wake up for, got shit to do in the morning. Miami stormed all the way back, bro. And yes, granted they have two kind of iffy calls against them. This is like, I don't know. I think they're the team of destiny. The ACC is hinging on them and Clemson as of right now. You have the sleeper teams like Pitt and SMU who have snuck into the rankings now and are looked at. But I don't know. It's with those teams, anything can happen. They might lose. I'll tease. We do have Pitt as part of the Flash Five, so keep an eye on that. But Clemson has an easy cakewalk schedule, so I think they're locked to make the playoff. In Miami, it's not as easy. They have to play my Syracuse Orange last week of the season. I don't know, man, but they keep getting lucky / ref bias. It's all about the U. I'm here for the U being good, so I'll take it. But barely surviving against Cal. What can you say? And Cal has turned it around. They were supposed to be the joke of the ACC. Stanford hasn't really been great, but they beat Syracuse in Syracuse. SMU looks awesome, and Cal now playing College Game Day games in the ACC. So you do all this conference realignment for football, and you're getting good football out of these three teams coming to the ACC. So say what you will, but that's it. All right, final point. This was a stinker. On FanDuel, they always give the boost for the big college football games. Texas A&M versus Missouri. I took Missouri, completely wrong side. That team sucks. Missouri is completely frauds. Texas A&M just dog walked them, and Texas A&M only has that loss to Notre Dame, who Notre Dame has obviously the big NIU loss, but hasn't lost since then, I don't think. So Texas A&M now re-enters the picture. Missouri's out. They should be out of the top 25. They shouldn't be ranked in this season. That was an embarrassing performance. The boys rode Missouri money line, and that was a big mistake. I didn't watch any of this game, just saying, but I saw that they got blown out, so I'm done with Missouri. That was a complete fraud watch. They're playing UMass this week. Cam gave out his pick, UMass plus 27. I'm not gonna put that on my Flash 5, but I'm backing that up. I think Missouri sucks and they're overrated. So last point I wanted to make, what I've been alluding to, I was boots on the ground in Ohio State for their victory over Iowa. My sister goes to Ohio State, so I was at the game. Not a great first half. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think it was 7-7 at halftime, but they come out of half. Jeremiah Smith, Emeka Egbuka look good. 35-7 win. Obviously Iowa's offense is shit, but their defense is pretty good. So being able to get 35, counts for something. And now this Ohio State team heads into a massive game against Oregon this week. Not even sure if I'm gonna be able to watch it because I'm going on a bachelor party, but that's neither here nor there. Wow, the stakes are set for this game. It will be part of the Flash 5, but I'm excited to see how this Ohio State team does. I think, Day's legacy's on the line. If he loses to Michigan, he's out. If they don't make the playoff, he's out for sure. If they lose in the first round of the playoff, I think questions get asked. So I was in person for the Ohio State-Iowa game, a great fan experience, crazy crowd, just an absurd amount of people at a college football game. So that was really awesome. So shout out to Ohio State. Now onto our Flash 5. On the record, we went 1-4 last week. Sorry, that's my bad. Army is a wagon. Army is the only thing that saved me last week. Besides that, we were just done. There was nothing that hit for us. 1-4 week. Still positive on the year, though. We're at 13-12. Let's get it back this week. Starting it out, we go to the MAC. Eastern Michigan +2 at home versus Miami of Ohio. Now, this could be a trap line easily, but, looking at the numbers, Eastern Michigan, we bet on them against UMass, or at least I did week 1. I don't think I made a podcast at that time, but Eastern Michigan beat UMass. I took them as underdogs. They won. I'm backing them again, +2 at home against Miami, Ohio. They're 4-1. Miami, Ohio's 1-4, and Eastern Michigan's pretty good at home. They're undefeated. So I'm liking them in this matchup. I'm not sure what the hype is here with this. I mean, maybe they just don't trust EMU, but I'm taking EMU moneyline, EMU +2, EMU +2 officially for the card, but I'm all over EMU. Next game, mentioned it before with Pitt. I'm taking them versus Cal -3 on the road. Or no, Pitt's at home. This is an absurd one. Cal has struggled on the road. Pitt's sneaky good, undefeated, first time being in the rankings. It'd be a real letdown if they lost this one. I think Pitt could lose in the next 2 weeks. I don't even know who they're playing, but this one I think they can beat Cal. Cal coming off a brutal loss, so that they do have that coming for them. But they have to travel cross country to Pittsburgh. Pitt, I heard, has been a great crowd, so I'm taking Pitt -3 versus Cal. I feel pretty comfortable about that one. Last three big games that are happening. First one, Red River Showdown, Texas, Oklahoma. I'm taking the over 48.5. It's the Red River Showdown. Like, there's going to be a million points. I remember every year we watch Red River Showdown, it's like 38-38. I just feel like this is going to be an easy overhammer. Yes, the Oklahoma quarterback's questionable. I don't think he's the greatest player, but Quinn Ewers is back for Texas. I don't think Oklahoma's defense is anything crazy. I think we get to 48.5 pretty easily. I think Texas will have at least 30 points. Oklahoma, I think, is going to have to score a couple of it. Like, they're going to score at least 2 or 3 touchdowns to try and stay in it. So I think this over 48.5 is a smash. So that's my pick for the Red River Showdown. Next game, Ole Miss, LSU. I'm taking the under 62. 62 is an absurd amount of points. Yes, LSU scores a lot in each of their games. We saw Ole Miss last week win 27-3, so they kind of tone it down a little bit. This game is very important for both teams, so I think it's going to be a slug it out SEC football. 62 just feels like a very high number to get to. I think this game could be like 29-26, something like that. I don't know. I don't see 62. I feel like that's a bit high, although I may regret that. But one of the only college football overs I took last year was Oregon versus Washington in the Pac-12 championship. It was like over something absurd, and I was like, why did I even take this? It's just easy to just take the under and have like a majority of the games play out where it just goes under. So I'm taking the under in that one. Last one, we mentioned it with the Ohio State. I'm taking them -3 at Oregon. This line has fell. I believe they were -4.5 earlier in the week. The boys are locked in. Head over heart, legacy game. Ryan Day, or heart over head. -3, it's basically a pick 'em in college football. They're not going to win by 2 or 1, I don't think. I think Ohio State's a better team. They have more to play for it. I mean, this is the year for Ohio State. They need to win. If they're going to be the team that everyone expects them to be, they need to win this game. Oregon looked shaky earlier in the year against Idaho, against whoever else, Boise State. I mean, Boise State's good with Gentry, but Genty. I don't know. I think Ohio State -3 is a generous line. I'm taking it. Hopefully, while I'm on my trip, I'll have the little FanDuel boost there. Throw it on Ohio State. I believe, Ohio State -3. So there's our Flash 5, week 7 of NCAA. Things are heating up. These next 3 weeks are crazy. Excited to watch some college football. Now, for the future of the Dubcast, briefly, if you've been watching everything, I don't know. I just keep saying the same things over again. Nightcrawler will drop Sunday. Next week, 300 Gentlemen movie reviews. We'll be back with NFL, maybe live stream, maybe not, but I'll check on Tuesday around 9. That's when we should be live for NFL. And then Survivor post-show recap review weekly. And then after that, more movies, more shows, more college football if we just stream again. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, be easy.